She's M-A-M-I-E. Yes, she believes in me. She reads a story from a book or two. She's M-A-M-I-E. Mammy's Corner! Hello, my littles. Welcome to Mammy's Corner, and I'm Mammy. But you already knew that, didn't you? Yes, you did. It is time to do our affirmations. Are you ready to say them with me? Are you ready to say them out loud? All right, here we go. Ready? I am loved. You are loved. But let's say it louder. Ready? I am loved. Good job. Now, who loves you? That's right. God loves you. Besides your parents, God loves you. Who else loves you? Mammy loves you. And don't you go forgetting that. Let's do the next one. You ready? I am good. You are so good, my little. But let's say it again. I am good. Good job. Now for the last one. I am kind. Are you kind? You are. Well, let's say it loud. Ready? I am kind. Good job, my littles. Now, before we go any further, before you even get comfortable, make sure you take your remote, arrow it down, go over and hit that thumbs up to let Mammy know that you like to see me and have me read stories. And if you have a favorite story that you want to hear, have an adult, mom, dad, whoever, to comment on here what your favorite book is, and I will give them my email address, which is easy. It's mammyscorner@gmail.com. And we can discuss how I can read that just for you, my littles. All right, now you ready? All right, let's get nice and comfy. You got your favorite chair? Wait, how about a favorite blankie? Get all nice and cuddled with a favorite blankie, right? Okay, I got my blankie. Maybe you have a favorite pillow. Cuddle up with your nice favorite pillow, especially if you don't have Mammy to cuddle up with. All right, you ready? No. What else do we need? That's right. We need our favorite stuffy. I've got Buddy. What's yours? Isn't that neat? All nice and comfy now? Yeah? Okay, so Mammy is going to be reading from the Children's Book of Virtues again. So get all nice and settled. You ready? All right, let's go. All right, I hope you're comfy. Let's get ready to read the Children's Book of Virtues. The Little Red Hen. If we want to share of the rewards, we must take a share of the work too. Let's see what it says. A little red hen once found a grain of wheat. Who will plant this wheat? She says. I won't, said the dog. I won't, says the cat. I won't, says the pig. I won't, said the turkey. Then I will, says the little red hen. Cluck, cluck. So she planted the grain of wheat. Very soon the wheat began to grow, and the green leaves came up out of the ground. The sun shone, and the rain fell, and the wheat kept on growing until it was tall, strong, and ripe, just for the picking. Who will reap this wheat? Says Little Red Hen. That means to pick it. I won't, says the dog. I won't, says the cat. I won't, says the pig. And I won't, says the turkey. I will then, says Little Red Hen. Cluck, cluck. So she reaped the wheat. That means that she picked it. Who will thresh this wheat? Says Little Red Hen. That means you have to grind it. I won't, says the dog. I won't, says the cat. I won't, says the pig. I won't, says the turkey. I will then, says Little Red Hen. Cluck, cluck. So she threshed the wheat. Who will take this wheat to mill to have it ground? Says Little Red Hen. I won't, says the dog. I won't, says the cat. I won't, says the pig. I won't, says the turkey. And just to let you know, Mammy misspoke. To thresh the wheat, I think they have to take it off the vine. I apologize. I will then, says Little Red Hen. Cluck, cluck. So she took the wheat to mill, and by she came back with the flour. Who will bake this flour? Says Little Red Hen. I won't, says the dog. I won't, says the cat. I won't, says the pig. I won't, says the turkey. I will then, says Little Red Hen. Cluck, cluck. So she baked the flour and made a loaf of bread. Who will eat the bread? Says Little Red Hen. I will, said the dog. I will, says the cat. I will, says the pig. I will, says the turkey. No, I will, said Little Red Hen. Cluck, cluck. And she ate up the loaf of bread, all gone. Okay, Mammy's going to read another story called The King and the Hawk. Thomas Jefferson once advised us about how to control our temper. When angry, count to 10 before you do anything. And when very angry, count to 100. Genghis Khan learned the same lesson 800 years ago. His empire stretched from Eastern Europe to the Sea of Japan. Whoa. All right, here I go. You ready? Genghis Khan was a great king and warrior. He led his army into China and Persia, and he conquered many lands. In every country, men told about his daring deeds, and they said that since Alexander the Great, there had been no king like him. One morning, when he was home from the wars, he rode out to the woods to have a day's sport. Many of his friends were with him. They rode out gaily, carrying their bows and arrows. Behind them came the servants with the hounds. That means dogs. It was a merry hunting party. The woods rang with their shouts and laughter. They expected to carry much game home in the evening. On the king's wrist sat his favorite hawk, for in those days hawks were trained to hunt. At a word from their masters, they would fly high up into the air and look around for prey. If they chanced to see a deer or a rabbit, they would swoop down upon it and swift as an arrow. All day long, Genghis Khan and his huntsmen rode through the woods, but they did not find as much game as they expected. Toward evening, they started for home. The king had often ridden through the woods, and he knew all the paths, so while the rest of the party took the nearest way, he went by a longer road through a valley between two mountains. The day had been warm, and the king was very thirsty. His pet hawk had left his wrist and flown away. It would be sure to find its way home. The king rode slowly along. He had once seen a spring of clear water near this pathway. If he could only find it now! But the hot days of summer had dried up all the mountain brooks. Oh no, all the water was dried up? How sad. At last, to his joy, he saw some water trickling down over the edge of a rock. He knew that there was a spring farther up. In the wet season, a swift stream of water always poured down here, but now it came only one drop at a time. The king leaped from his horse. He took a little silver cup from the hunting bag. He held it so as to catch the slowly falling drops. See, right there. It took a long time to fill the cup. The king was so thirsty that he could hardly wait. At last it was nearly full. He put the cups to his lips and was about to drink. Uh-oh, what do you think happened? All at once there was a whirring sound in the air, and the cup was knocked from his hands. The water was all spilled upon the ground. The king looked up to see who had done this thing. It was his pet hawk. The hawk flew back and forth a few times and then alighted among the rocks by the spring. The king picked up the cup and again held it to catch the trickling drops. This time he didn't wait so long. When the cup was half full, he lifted it toward his mouth. But before it could touch his lips, the hawk swooped down again and knocked it from his hands. Now the king began to grow angry. He tried again, and for the third time the hawk kept him from drinking. The king was now very angry indeed. "How do you dare to act so?" he cried. "If I had you in my hands, I would wring your neck." Uh-oh, he's angry. No, don't hurt the bird. Oh, what's going to happen, my littles? Let's find out. Then he lifted the cup again, and before he tried to drink, he drew his sword. "Now, Sir Hawk," he said, "this is the last time." He had hardly spoken before the hawk swooped down and knocked the cup from his hand. But the king was looking for this. With a quick sweep of the sword, he struck the bird as it passed. The next moment, the poor hawk lay bleeding and dying at his master's feet. Oh, how sad. That king was angry, huh? "That's what you get for your pain," said Genghis Khan. But when he looked for his cup, he found that it had fallen between two rocks where he could not reach it. "At any rate, I will have a drink from that spring," he said to himself. With that, he began to climb the steep bank to the place from which the water trickled. It was hard work, and the higher he climbed, the thirstier he became. There I go. There. At last he reached the place. There indeed was a pool of water. But what was that lying in the pool and almost filling it? It was a huge, dead snake of the most poisonous kind. The king stopped. He forgot his thirst. He thought only of the poor dead bird lying on the ground below him. "The hawk saved my life," he cried. "And how did I repay him? He was my best friend, and I have killed him." He clambered down the bank. He took the bird up gently and laid it in the hunting bag. Then he mounted his horse and rode swiftly home. He said to himself, "I have learned a sad lesson today, and that is never to do anything in anger." The end. Okay, so the first book was about the chicken, right? And she's asking, who's going to help me pick the wheat? Who's going to help me grow it first, right? No one wanted to do it. Not the dog, not the cat, not the pig, not the turkey. Like, nope, we're not doing it. We're not helping. But in the end, she made bread, and who wanted to eat it with her? All of them. That's like with you, my littles. If you want something, you need to help out. It's okay to help mommies and daddies and grandmas, mammies. But you got to help out, because then you get things too. Yeah. And the second story, oh my goodness, that was so sad. The king, Genghis Khan, he was so mad at his hawk for dropping that cup of water out of his hand. But the hawk was only trying to save his life. And what'd he do? He killed it. That was sad. So sad. Yeah. Okay, so now, did you learn a lesson? I hope so. Don't do anything in anger. Breathe. It's like you're smelling the roses, so, and then you're blowing out candles. So smell the roses and blow out candles. And you keep doing that to be calm. Don't say words in anger. No, no, no. Don't do that. Remember, you have to be good and kind, right? All right, good job. All right, so this is the end. Make sure you arrow down if you haven't already. Move it over and hit that thumbs up to let Mammy know that you liked my story. Yeah? All right. So, what does Mammy say at the end? Besides your parents, that's right. Who loves you? God loves you. That's right. Who else loves you? Mammy loves you. Shh. But Mammy loves you bestest. Until next time, my littles, be good and be kind.